The 6 moves that fund a DSCR file every other broker just called dead. Here's the thing nobody tells you when you're starting out in investor lending. A DSCR under 1.0 is not a no, it's a structuring problem. And right now, in this market, more of your declined files pencil again than you think. Non-QM lending is roughly doubling this year, DSCR is about half of it, and fixed rates have compressed into the low 6s. That combination just quietly made a whole pile of your dead deals fundable. So today I'm handing you the entire playbook, 6 specific moves the top 1% use to fund the files everyone else walks away from. Let's get into it. Before we do, let me define the game, because most brokers measure this wrong. On an investor loan, DSCR is just the rent divided by the payment. If the rent covers the payment, you're at 1.0 or better, and the deal funds. If it doesn't, you're under 1, and the deal is, quote, dead. So every single one of these 6 moves does one of exactly 2 things. It lifts the rent side, or it lowers the payment side until coverage crosses 1.0. That's the whole game. Keep that in your head, and none of this is complicated. Move 1 is the easiest, and it's the one the market just handed you for free. Reprice it. Go back to every file you declined on rate in the last 6 to 9 months and rerun it at today's sheet. Here's why that matters so much right now. Say back in the spring you quoted a rental at 7.5%. The payment was too high, coverage came in at 0.96, and you passed. Same borrower, same property, same rent. But run it today a full point lower, and the payment drops, and coverage crosses 1.0, and the exact same file funds. The deal was never dead. The rate was. So the very first move, before you get fancy with anything, is to reprice your no pile. You are sitting on funded deals you already sourced and already paid for. Move 2 is my favorite because almost nobody uses it. Shave the leverage. The rate is not your only lever. Leverage is. Take a $400,000 file at 80% loan to value. That's a $320,000 loan. And at today's rate, the full payment lands around $2,500 a month. Rent is $2,500, so coverage is 0.99, dead by a hair. Now drop to 70%. A $280,000 loan. The payment falls to about $2,300, and on the same rent, coverage jumps to roughly 1.09. The deal funds. Same rate, same rent. You just move the one number you actually control. Have the investor bring 10 more points, or pull equity from another property they already own. Fund it now, and refinance to pull that cash back out later. A sub-1 file is very often just an over-leveraged problem wearing a costume. Move 3 is the classic, but you have to run the math or it backfires. Buy down the rate with points. Paying points lowers the rate, which lowers the payment, which lifts coverage. The mistake brokers make is treating it as free. It's not. Someone pays for it. So the move is to frame it for the borrower as a trade. Show them if you bring 2 points at closing, the rate drops, the payment drops by this much, coverage crosses 1.0, and the deal that was dead now funds. For an investor holding long-term, that's often an easy yes, because a permanently lower payment is cash flow every single month they own it. Just always show them the break even, how many months of lower payment it takes to earn the points back. If they're selling in a year, points are the wrong move. That's what move 5 is for. Move 4 fixes the other side of the ratio, the income side. Most brokers take the rent number straight from the borrower and never question it. Don't. Order a market rent schedule, the 1007, and use the appraiser's supported market rent instead of the borrower's guess or a soft in-place lease. Order a market rent schedule, the 1007, and use the appraiser's supported market rent. I have watched the file go from 0.95 on the borrower's number to 1.08 on the appraiser's market rent, because the unit was renting $300 a month under market and nobody checked. That's not a trick. That's the real defensible income the property actually produces. Fixing the income side is often the difference, and it's sitting in a document you can order today. Move 5 is for the file that has no current cash flow at all. The flip, the vacant unit, the property mid-renovation. You cannot force a DSCR on a property that isn't rented yet, so stop trying. Structure around it instead. 2 ways. 1. An interest reserve. You build a pool of the borrower's own funds into the loan to cover the payments. During the months the property isn't producing income, so the deal carries itself until it stabilizes. 2. The 2-loan path. A bridge loan to buy and renovate, then a clean refinance into a 30-year DSCR once it's rented and the income is real. Bridge in, DSCR out. You just turned one impossible file into 2 fundable loans and 2 paydays. on a deal a rate-only broker couldn't touch. And move 6 is the one that saves the deals the first 5 already fixed. Be the filtration layer. You can structure a file perfectly and still lose it in underwriting because of a sloppy document. Your job is not to drag a file from the borrower's inbox into the lender's portal and hope. Before anything hits the lender, read it like an underwriter. An operating agreement lists a second borrower. Who doesn't want to be on the loan or has credit issues, catch it and ask for a clean one. The entity name on the docs doesn't match the title. Catch it. Do the extra 5 minutes. And a deal that should take 10 days takes 10 days, instead of 5 weeks of back and forth that lets the borrower shop you. Amateurs send it and hope. Pros clean it first. So let's bring it home. A DSCR under 1.0 is a structuring problem, not a rejection. Reprice it because the low 6s change the math. Shave the leverage. Buy down the rate when the hold is long. Fix the income with a real market rent schedule. Structure around no cash flow with an interest reserve or a bridge-to-DSCR exit. And be the filtration layer so underwriting never kills a deal that was always fundable. Run those 6 moves on the file sitting dead in your pipeline right now, and you'll fund deals this quarter that you already sourced and already paid for. Save this one, go pull your no pile, and run the list. And if this is how you want to think about your business, follow, because this is exactly the kind of system I build for investment lending originators every single day.